Hi, I'm Mike, and today we're going to be changing a wheel bearing on this '06 Equinox. The symptoms are it's making a humming noise coming from this area of the vehicle, and when I turn right, the noise gets worse, so that puts more of a load on this side of the vehicle. That's what makes me suspect that this front wheel bearing is bad. So we're going to be changing it today. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so the first step that you're going to want to do is on your master cylinder, just loosen the cap and just let it sit there. Then I'm going to come down to the wheel. And I want to try to compress this caliper. Yeah, I definitely didn't compress it much. We're probably gonna have to compress it to get it back on. Alright, so the next step is to get this rotor off, and it looks like it might be a little rusty, so I'm gonna use like a 4-pound dead blow. These usually work pretty good. I think I got it. Alright. A dead blow is something I like to use when I'm saving the rotor. If I'm just doing a brake job and I'm discarding the rotor, I hit it with a metal hammer. But this, you can hit it as hard as you want, it's not going to damage it. Okay, so what I did was I took the CV axle and I pushed it in a little bit. This will give me more access to the bolts that's holding on the hub assembly. So I'm going to use a breaker bar to break them loose. The one on the top, I'm going to have to use a little extension. Alright. I think I'm going to try spinning them out with the impact. So there's 3 bolts that are holding this hub assembly on. This is what they look like. They're actually 13mm headed bolts. Okay, so the next step is I want to unplug the sensor that goes to the ABS. Just like that. Just has a little tab on the bottom. Just pull on that and it lifts up. So these are famous for being stuck into the knuckle assembly. And with the corrosion that I see on this, I can see that it's probably going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I'm going to use an air hammer, put a chisel point on it and see if I can break it free. Looks like it's moving, which is good. So next step is I want to clean the splines on the CV axle and also the bore where this hub assembly sits into. And then I'm going to lube it up with a little bit of anti-seize after I clean it. Okay, so the next step is we were using this splash shield here. So this is the way it gets installed, just like this. You can use this for reference. Just like it came apart. Not a big deal at all. So I'm going to take this and grab the CV axle and make the splines line up with the bearing, hub bearing. Just like that. Okay. And the next step is to put the bolts in. Alright, so earlier I had a little bit of trouble compressing the piston before I removed it off the rotor because the rust ridge and all that, I couldn't get it because it's semi-seized up. It's a double piston caliper, so you got to press both sides in evenly. Well, anyways, so I just ended up taking a C-clamp, pressing on these brake pads. I got it to go in a little bit, so that's good. So now I'm going to reinstall the caliper bracket assembly back onto the knuckle. So I'm going to torque these caliper bracket bolts to 136 foot-pounds. is. Okay, so there's only one more step left for this job, and that's to put the wheel back on. And then of course you want to take it for a ride, verify the repair, make sure everything's okay. That's all there is to this one. It's an easy one, guys. Good luck.